Welcome, my friends, to a special Mother's Day edition right here in the Chop Shop. My name is Benny. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this week's episode of the podcast. I thought because, it's Mother's Day on Sunday, I wanted to do kind of a special Mother's Day episode edition, share a story or two about my mom, share about my wife, and also encourage you guys out there to celebrate your mothers or mother figures or your wives this weekend. This is the weekend to do it. Celebrate moms everywhere. If you're watching this, hoping I'm going to give you some crazy cool top 10 Mother's Day gift ideas, this is not the podcast for you, not the episode. I don't have those. If you're looking for a last minute gift, guys, Target, Trader Joe's. It's even a little late for Amazon now because you're already a couple days away. So Trader Joe's, Target, those are always cool spots to go find little cool knickknacks and things that mothers enjoy. And Trader Joe's got a bunch of little treats and snacks. That's always a good idea to use, and maybe get a basket and throw some flowers in there and throw a bunch of treats. It's actually a really good idea. And they always have stuff on hand, pretty affordable, nothing crazy, but at the same time you can make it look very nice and it's very thoughtful. So there you go. There's one. I'll give you one. I don't have a top 10 though for you. So yeah, Sunday is Mother's Day, and I wanted to kind of share with you guys a story, maybe two, just about my mom, and then also share about my wife and the amazing mother that she is. So let me start with this story, okay? It's been a while since I kind of shared a story with you guys as I take a drink of water. My wife says this is really awkward, so I enjoy doing this at least once an episode so that it's awkward. So I was about 15, and it was me and my mom and my second older brother. He's about a little bit over a year and a half, a little bit under a year and a half younger than me. And we were in a car. I was about 15. I don't know where we're going. I don't know how the subject came up. But I vividly remember my mom telling me at 15 years old that if I was going to have sex, to make sure that I wore a condom. Now, Mom, I don't know if you remember this at all. I do remember this. It was very funny. She kind of said it I don't want you guys to. I don't want you to have sex. This is not for you. It's too young. But if you do, make sure that you're wearing protection. Make sure you're wearing a condom. And I remember, I was so shocked to even hear my mom give me the, no, I don't want you to. It's not okay. But if you do, you should do this. And it kind of threw me back wait a second. So are you kind of, in a way, telling me I can? Obviously, she was not. But that was one of the more vivid things she told me when I was a teenager. Is hey, if you're going to do this, wear protection. Growing up in a Christian home, for those of you who grew up in a Christian home, you understand that's not something you hear every day from your Christian parents in a Christian home, going to church every week and all that. But again, super, super funny. My mom, was super awesome with us growing up. We really enjoyed being with my mom. My mom worked at a clinic, a local clinic, for many, many years. She worked there, started off at kind of an entry level position and just worked her way all the way up, And in fact, my grandmother worked there, same clinic, for many, many years as well. So I remember when we were kids, when we had off days at school, my mom would take us to work, and we would go to the clinic and we would sit there and just either do any and this was obviously when we were a little bit older, but we'd do any kind of filing or shredding, just your typical things to like keep us busy while she was working. And I remember going to the clinic like many years, like back to back, like on off days or during the summer break, because we didn't have a babysitter. You know, my mom had to go to work, so she would take us with her. And just those days that we got to go and work with her was like really, really cool. Like she would even like, we knew that, okay, we're going to go work with mom. We're going to have some fun. We're going to do some like lame things like shredding paper. And finally, but mom's going to take us out to lunch. And that means, you know, we get to eat some really good food. So She would always take us to like dine-in spots and things around the little town there where she worked. I always enjoyed like going to work with my mom because, you know, she would take us out to eat to lunch, and it was just a day to like go hang out with my mom, hang out with people that obviously work with my mom, people that knew me when I was like basically a little baby, and have seen me grow up to be like a teenager, and even now obviously a full grown adult. But like, to kind of go back to the same job that she was working at for so many years was always really cool. My mom was the person that I would always confide in when it came to like really, things like I was dealing with and struggling with. My dad was always the guy that I can ask for prayer, or, but my mom was the one I could like actually open myself up to and just kind of share with her and talk with her and just say, hey, like this is what's going on. And even, isn't it crazy? Like when your mom's like, even if you don't tell them there's something wrong, like they read it all over you. They know immediately like there's something wrong. So many of those conversations started with my mom like looking at me, and I'm like quiet. She's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And then she's like, no, really, what's going on? It's like, okay, here's the thing, So I always felt comfortable like opening up to my mom and sharing with her whatever it was that I was going through, good and bad, or decisions that I was thinking about, or opportunities or whatever. And so I was always able to like just talk with my mom and be able to like have those type of conversations. Both of my parents, as like, I was playing baseball in high school, they would always come to the games. Actually, when I was younger, when I started playing, they would always show up to the games. And, my dad loves baseball, so he was very into the games, and I would hear him cheer every now and then. But one of the like more memorable things I had growing up playing baseball, and when I started playing, I was out in the outfield, and so I was pretty far away from where the parents are typically sitting. But being out there and like making a play, maybe a ball was hit to me, and I threw the ball the way in and got somebody out. I remember always being able to hear my mom from the distance, like cheering me on and shouting out my name. And so my baseball number was 11, and the nickname for 11, at least in baseball, was Sticks, right? 1-1 Sticks, and I always remember hearing my mom say, way to go, Sticks, nice catch, Sticks, or whatever. I could hear her voice like carry over the field. And so just having her voice there, like when I was playing baseball, and being like encouraging me and cheering me on, like I'll remember those. Even if I didn't see her, I could hear her and I knew she was there, which was always awesome. One of the things that I really enjoyed about my mom growing up in church was that my mom was a worship leader. She led worship at our church, and she would lead a choir as well. And I always enjoyed watching my mom lead worship and lead the choir. She's a natural leader. That's the thing, is she really is, and I wouldn't say that my mom is like the greatest singer ever, but my mom knew how to lead the church into worship. She was a great leader. She understood the position of a worship leader, what the whole purpose was. And so I remember growing up watching her, singing songs and leading the church and encouraging people to worship the Lord. And, thinking about it now, because she doesn't do that anymore. It's been a long time since she has. It's like, oh man, I missed that, because I felt like I saw a lot of my mom's like passion and joy of ministry come from that. And, so my mom is amazing. My mom grew up in a family. She was the only girl, and she was a daddy's girl. And so it's funny because I, have Dahlia, and sometimes when I'm, with Dahlia and like hugging her, I'm like, okay, I can see, the connection between, my mom and my grandfather, her dad. And so, yeah, I feel like, my mom has always been there, and since in everything really, and even in some of my worst times, and times that I was not doing well or not focused, I was distracted, she was always there. And then now, since I've been married and have kids, to see her now as a grandmother to my kids and to my nieces and nephews, like, it's really, really awesome to see, like, it's like a different side that you don't really see about your mom, So if you have your mom now and your mom is not a grandmother yet, like, just wait until that happens, because you really see a whole different side of your mom. But at the same time, like, you kind of see all these memories when you were a kid start to come up, because you see that side of your mom, like, come out again, and not that, like, my mom is a completely different person since I was a kid or anything, but when your mom becomes a grandmother, like, you see a whole different side. It's really, really cool. And so, Mom, I love you. Happy Mother's Day. And I am, blessed and honored to have a mother like you. Thank you for everything you did to help, and obviously Dad is part of this conversation too, but this is Mother's Day. So we're talking about Mom right now. Mom, thank you. I love you and I appreciate you. I want to talk about my wife, because my wife is also a mother. And she's actually on her way right now to go take care of our baby girl because she's crying. My wife is an amazing mother, and from the stories I've heard, the pictures I've seen, since Ruthie was a little girl, she was very motherly. She was very, like, with her younger cousins, she would always, like, want to pick them up and hold them, like she's the mom and the baby. She would look after them and take care of them. She would do all these things, she cared for them, and you're seeing motherhood in action, because I'm here doing this and my wife's got to take care of the baby. And so, but ever since she was like a younger girl, like, she was very motherly towards her younger cousins, and and Ruthie shared this with me before, like, hey, I always wanted to be a mom, and I always really enjoyed the idea of being a mom, and now to have seen her now be a mom, right? She's been a mom for almost 9 years now. Abel's going to be 9 this year. She's amazing. Like, where I feel like I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing. It feels like, even if obviously it's not the case, but it just feels like from day one, like, she knew what she was doing, like, so sure of herself. Not to say that she didn't, like, struggle or didn't, doubt herself at times, but, like, you could tell she was, she didn't doubt herself. She just, like, was in there and, like, doing what she needed to do and taking care of things. And I always thought, man, like, I would like to be the same kind of parent like that I just knew what I was doing. I would step in and not, be like, whoa, what's going on, And I wasn't like that, but she is like that. And I'm so grateful that she is like that. To see the love that she has for the kids, and even not just for our kids, but for other people's kids. Like, she enjoys children. She enjoys being a mother, and the way she's able to, like, talk with them and communicate, and the way she's able to get on their level and just connect as a mother is, like, really inspiring. It makes me feel like, man, I really do got a lot to learn when it comes to being a parent. But to my wife, Ruthie, you are an amazing mother. I don't care, what doubt you may have or what you may, compare yourself to, but you are an amazing mother. You are the best. And I am so thankful that my kids have you as their mom. And I love you. I honor you. Mom, I love you. I honor you. To all the moms out there, happy Mother's Day. It's a special day, Mother's Day. It's a day worthy of taking time to spend with with your mom, or those that you look as your mom, or just saying thank you to those who are motherly towards you. Like, this is a day to just honor them and thank them, for being that for you. And I feel like as guys, sometimes we have a hard time, kind of like expressing that gratitude. Sometimes we use a card, sometimes we use flowers. It's kind of difficult for us to sometimes to, like, get down and just say, I just want to say thank you for caring for me. Thank you for being a mother to me. Like, But it's an important day to do that. We have to honor those that have that place in our lives. And also want to take the time to honor those, because my wife is somebody who fits in this group as well, to those women who have lost children, and the difficulty of having to go through Mother's Day through that situation, and knowing that, it could be, hey baby, there's a podcast about Mother's Day. It wouldn't be true unless we see a mom in action as she gets up and goes to take care of our baby girl once again. And as the boys need to use the restroom like 3 times during this episode. This is what you get for recording the podcast in your kitchen. You get all the action happening behind the scenes. So if you hear kids, or if you hear the bathroom, guys, I'm sorry. It's my kids, and my wife's trying her best to come on guys, take care of your business. But that's why she's awesome. She's amazing. I love her. So to all the mothers who have lost a child, they're not here, I just want to say that you are loved, that we honor you, we appreciate you, that this day is about you as well. And although I don't have all the answers, I wouldn't be able to say this is why it is, or this is why that happened, or I don't know. I really don't. But I know that you deserve to be honored as well today. And I just want to say that I honor you, that you're loved, that you're appreciated. This day is for you too. And I believe that those who believe in the Lord will see their kids again in heaven. And I believe that for you. So I'm not just talking to moms who have their kids and are experiencing life, but those who have experienced death, and you don't know if this day applies to you or not. It does. It applies to you. Yes, you are too. You are a mom, and I just want to say happy Mother's Day to you as well. I know it's not the same joyous day as it is for others, but I just want you to know that you're seen, and we appreciate you, and you are loved, and honor you today. So I just feel like that's important to say. But yeah, so guys, take your mom or your wife, if you have kids, or somebody, a woman who maybe isn't necessarily your mother but has been motherly towards you, take them out. Send them a text, FaceTime them, give them flowers, go to Trader Joe's, get a bunch of knickknacks in a basket and drop it off at their house. Like, it doesn't have to be this grand, like, oh, I got to take them out to dinner and make it a whole day. No, just show them appreciation. Show them that you're grateful for who they are in your lives. It's super important to honor those around us who have those positions, who are mom and dad, and who are like mom and dad. Honor those people. Honor them. This Mother's Day, I'm not going to be able to spend all day with my mom. Why? Because I'm going to be spending a meal with my mother-in-law this year, to show her like, hey, I love you and I appreciate you. Happy Mother's Day. We love you in this family. I'm thankful for you. And so it's important to take, but it doesn't mean that, I don't love my mom, no, I'm still going to, hey mom, happy Mother's Day. I'm still going to do that. I'm still going to honor my mother. That this podcast is partly that, but it's not all of that. But it's important to take those women out. Those who are your mom. If you are married to your wife who's the mother of your kids, or another lady who has been like a mother to you, your grandmother, take them out. Honor them. Do something small. A text, a FaceTime. Just let them know that you honor them and appreciate them. So anyway, guys, I wanted to just drop a quick special Mother's Day edition. Again, sorry for all the movement here, but this is what it's like sometimes. I can't always plan it to where the kids are dead asleep and I can just go and riff and not worry about distractions. Sometimes the kids get up, but again, I'm thankful for my wife, because she's always like, hey, do your thing, I'll hold it down, I'll take care of it. And she's over there dealing with all the kids who want to stay up, of course. But guys, thank you so much for joining me on this week's episode. I cannot say enough how excited I am about Mother's Day, the opportunity to celebrate my wife, my mom, my other mom, my mother-in-law, and all those who are mothers. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your Mother's Day. Until next time, peace out.